Welcome, everybody, to Pasadena and the majestic Rose Bowl, one of the unique settings in all of sport. This year's Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, is a crucial part of the college football playoff. Colliding here today, two top 25 teams having tremendous seasons set to battle it out against one another. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, against the 18th ranked team, the Missouri Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. Dogs will kick this away to get us going. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. The Missouri Tigers offense starts in less than ideal field position off that poor return. And as this quarterback takes the field, eager to see how he plays today, there's a certain gravity about him. You can tell from the warm-up song the way the team responds and rallies around him. Can he come through on a big stage here?
Yeah, this guy is their Superman. And when that opening kickoff is kicked up into the air, his cape goes on. He sets everything into place, gets the offense out of jams, does it in pressure situations. He's the arms and legs of this offensive system, but also the heart of this team.
On the opening drive, it's now 3rd and 4. Back to pass. It's Cook. Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. The back's got it. That one moves the ball across the 40. The gain makes it 2nd and medium. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Burden. He'll be taken down, but he crosses midfield at the 48. This Missouri offense is moving quickly down the field. He's moving out of the pocket. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. Slides to avoid the big hit.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, in which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
Missouri getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Off the play fake, looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket. Going to try to use his legs here. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the mark, inches away. Less than a yard to go as they cover the line on 2nd down. Caught near the sticks. It's Johnson. And the gain just good enough for a 1st down. Missouri now operating in the red zone. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. The tight end has got it. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. So here comes 2nd down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. Pass caught. Can he get in? They stop him at the 4, but it sets up this offense with a 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the goal line with a new set of downs. Looking to chuck it again. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Missouri. A horrible field position to start the drive here, but they just march right down the field and get points.
Chris, this offensive coordinator deserves a raise after that opening drive. The way they orchestrated this inside their own 15 to come away with points, impressive.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT makes it 7-0. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lovett. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. The Tigers offense takes the field. Our first chance to see them today. We've got some interesting matchups here today, Kurt. Each quarterback is going to have to account for an elite free safety on the other side.
Well, Chris, I think this is the game within the game, to be honest. These two free safeties are great at operating and just roaming in coverage. It's going to be interesting to see how these two move around in the chessboard of this game.
First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? To throw, it's Beck. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. A big hit by the linebacker, able to knock him down. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. Looking for the wideout. Makes the catch downfield. That is a huge play. Finally brought down at the 46-yard line. And the single back takes the handoff.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with the defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
He picks up the first down before they get into the ground.
You know, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up a first down.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Important second down play coming up. Here's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up second down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. He'll look to throw it here on second down. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. And it's caught. Touchdown, Georgia.
Oh, just outstanding execution here by this offense. The offensive line gives the quarterback time, and the quarterback's anticipation was on point. Puts that ball right in the money. The receiver, all he had to do was turn and catch the ball for that touchdown.
Now they line up to kick the extra point. And he knocks it right through. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. So no return here. He takes in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. Here comes the Missouri offense back out on the field. The passing game was so effective in the last possession, right down for a touchdown. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
Looking for a deep completion. Caught way downfield for a huge gain. Forced out of bounds after a big gain. This offense set up with a first down.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. Let's not forget the...
Hold on a second. The replay official has signaled that he wants to have another look at this play. Well, they took a look just to confirm it, but it looks like they got it right on the field. After the review, the play will stand. Single back takes the handoff.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. If I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Defense makes the tackle with the clock running. That'll probably be the final play of this first quarter. Back to pass. It's Cook. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Defense makes the tackle here on the final play of the first quarter. So after a competitive, fun first quarter, we are all even. Let's check out some of the stats from that first period. And after a promising start, we hope that both these teams will just continue with more of this action. This Missouri offense is moving quickly down the field. Here comes a handoff. He stopped just short of that first down marker, inches away from it. Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. This is crucial. Defense needing a stop on third down, trying to force a field goal. They're going to throw for it on third and short. Looking to the end zone. And he'll get there. Touchdown, Tigers. No surprise there, Kirk. It's a red zone touchdown to the big tight end.
Well, the tight ends are usually much more involved down in the red zone because of their size and their skill set allows them to be more effective down in this area. Now, they may not hurt you on the big, long throw, but they can use their bodies to provide the quarterback a nice target when the defense is so condensed.
See if they can convert the point after. PAT puts him in front by 7. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. He's going to return it from near the goal line. Gets it to the 25-yard line. That's where they'll start the drive. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. But they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Pressure is coming. Cannot escape that ferocious pass rush. It's a sack.
Well, you got to do a better job with your fake as the quarterback. The defense did not bite at all on the play action, allowing them to continue to come after the quarterback and come up with that sack.
Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in third and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up this first down? And he's going to float this one to the right side. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Touchdown, Dogs. Made the defense look slow that time. Looked like a total bust there. Easy pitch and catch like you'd see in a Tuesday practice.
Yeah, that quarterback's eyes must have lit up on that play because you've got one of your players way downfield without any defender around him.
And they'll set up now for the extra point try. And it's good. Getting set to kick the ball off now. And so it'll be a touchback. Ball spotted at the 25. So the Missouri offense heads back out onto the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking. Moved right down the field for a touchdown. Makes a quick grab.
Well, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice game.
Pass caught, second down now. They'll try the jet sweep here. He's found some room at the 45. Big gain, moves the ball into enemy territory. They'll spot it down near the 31.
Man, I love this play call here by your offensive coordinator. They catch the defense out of position. They turn that into a nice chunk of yardage. But the execution was great, and the timing of when to call the play. The defense was lulled to sleep, and before they could react to the jet sweep, he's downfield for a huge gain.
Back to throw. It's Cook. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Here's a screen pass to the running back. And they bring him down. Blocker has not much help on the screen there. He's short of the first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Lets it fly to the wideout. Grab down the middle. It's Cooper. And the tackle is made, but the offense now is set up. First and goal from the 9. First and goal, they'll try to run it in. The junior able to bring him down quickly. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on second and goal. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Looking for the tight end, and it's caught. Tackled at the 2 after the completion. The defense really up against it now. Third and goal. Looking to throw for it. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Missouri.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you have to do is get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point try coming now. PAT makes it a 7-point lead. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. Returner decides to field it. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Not much time remaining to cut into this lead. Makes the grab. It's Smith. They bring him down after a short gain there. They'll crank up the tempo here on second down. The time is running out. You snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Caught quickly. Solid gain there. Moves the ball out to the 32. They move the 6. They'll hurry to the line here on first down now. Looking downfield. It's back. And it's caught. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. The Bulldogs come to the line in a hurry up. Looking to pass here on second down. Here's a shot toward the right sideline. Pass falls incomplete on the deep shot, but there is a penalty marker down. Let's check it out. So the PI penalty cost the defense 15, and it's a fresh set of downs. And looking to throw now on first down. It's caught downfield. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
Georgia setting up with a 1st and 10 now. Here's the snap, looking to throw here. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. And a nice first down gain there. They get him down, but very close to the first down marker. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. He's got it right near the end zone. Doesn't quite get in, but it sets up a 1st and goal for this offense. Offense stops the clock with their second timeout to talk strategy. Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Boy, how exciting has this first half been? We get a touchdown here. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. A lot of great action here.
Now the important point after attempts. And the PAT is good. So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. He thought about returning it, but instead takes a knee. It'll be a touchback, and they'll start at the 25. First down, looking to throw the football. And it's incomplete. He just missed his target, overthrowing it. Incomplete, so it's 2nd down and 10. Back to throw. It's Cook. Pass incomplete, very nearly intercepted that time. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? They'll try the ground game here with the running back. The defense takes their 3rd and final timeout to make some adjustments at the sideline. Punt team ready to boot it away. It's on to kick it away, helping his team with field position. And here's the fair catch by the return man. And it's a bunch formation. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. He's going for a big play downfield. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. And they take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
Chris, how dangerous is this offense? Well, of course, you know about the receivers, those vertical shots, but here's an example. You get the ball to the running back out in space, takes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Here's the point after attempt. So with the PAT, they take a 7-point lead, 28-21. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. And he'll bring it out from inside the 10. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Breaking free at the 35. And they finally make the stop, but a huge gain. Moves the ball into enemy territory, down to the 49. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. To throw, it's Cook. On the run, going to heave it downfield. And it falls incomplete. They tried for a big chunk play on the final play of the period. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. The end of a very entertaining first 2 quarters of football. Each of these 2 offenses has looked like well-oiled machines, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out these 2 passing attacks have run circles around these defenses. Man or zone, nothing seems to be working. And I'm not sure that defensive coordinator is going to be able to figure things out here at halftime. For now, let's get back to the guys in the booth to start up this second half.
And they'll kick it away now to get this 3rd quarter underway. Returner looking to create better field position. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. First play of the second half, they keep it on the ground. And they'll tackle it about the 23-yard line. Now it's 2nd down here. The shotgun handoff here. 2nd effort, their defense cannot stop them short of the marker.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
First down and 10 now. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Bell. Good enough for first down yardage. The Dogs come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. He'll hand it off. Tackle up near midfield at the 48. Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Dropping back. It's back. QB to the tight end for a completion. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down. A new set of downs after that completion. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Dogs.
Oh, this is how you start to get rolling. That's 2 touchdowns so far, and the more he gets fed, the more often he's going to cash in.
Lining up to try the extra point. PAT is good, so it's a 2-touchdown lead, 35-21. Now they get set to kick it away. Return starts from inside the 5. Coverage team brings down the returner. Here comes the Missouri offense back out on the field. Looking out throwing here to start the drive. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And the defense joins the party with a pick 6. For the takeaway and the touchdown, that is just a dream play for any defender.
Well, let's start with the interception. I just love the fact that he got his eyes turned around, found the football, and then has the athletic ability to be able to secure it. Then he goes back to high school running back days and shows him what he can do with the ball in his hands and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. Beautiful thing.
The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Bringing it out, it's Burden. Tackled at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. So the Missouri offense heads back out onto the field. It'll be interesting to see if this quarterback can bounce back. He threw a pick 6 in the last possession. He shreds the tackle. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. Second down play coming up for this offense. Trying to catch the defense with the draw. And the game moves the ball to the 20-yard line. Urgency now for the offense that hates to come up empty on this drive down multiple scores. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Makes the grab. It's Cooper. Stopped short of the 25, but it's enough to move the sticks. And the running back takes the handoff. Stopped short of the marker after just a short gain. Second down after that run on the previous play. To the air, it's Cook. Fires it to the wideout. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. Looking for his big tight end. He pulls it in for a big gain. Tackle's made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
First down, looking to throw the ball. Snags a quick throw.
Boy, this receiver in the slot is giving this defense all kinds of problems. He has another catch on the day. You may want to adjust out, get out of your base, maybe try 5 or 6 defensive backs on the field, somebody that can match up more athletically against this slot receiver.
Offense facing third and short, approaching midfield. Can they convert here, or will they face a tough fourth down decision? And he dumps it off to the tight end. Brought down at the 46, good enough for a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. On first and 10, looking to throw. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. He's taken down, but that's a nice gain. They'll spot the ball now at the 35. Missouri getting set with a first and 10 coming up. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. And now the handoff. Defense stops him, but that's a solid gain.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
Defense cannot get this offense to fourth down. Offense continues the long drive. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Grab near the sticks. It's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. It's a quick grab. Touchdown, Tigers. Still no answer for this offensive machine. That's another passing strike for this quarterback. He is having himself a tremendous ballgame.
Boy, this guy just can't miss. Every single time he throws, it seems like he's coming up with another touchdown. The receivers are running good routes. He has enough time to throw. And, man, this poor defense, they might want to think about changing up coverage because right now it is not working.
They're setting out to try the PAT. And there's the point after. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. Fields it just outside the goal line. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. They've really built momentum in this game. They've been hard to stop. Can the defense make some adjustments, come up with a stop here? They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. The loss sets up a 2nd and long from the 20. Dropping back. It's back. Receiver makes the catch. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice chunk play. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. And he's wrapped up short of the marker there as the time runs down here in the 3rd quarter. Well, Kirk, it's Georgia on top so far. And they got to be feeling pretty good about things as we wrap up the 3rd quarter. Let's review how we got here. So one final quarter to play. It's going to take a lot to turn this game around, but strange things do happen in college football. And the wideout goes in motion. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Brought down for a loss after the completion. Not what they were looking for. So now it's 3rd and short from the 43. Can they keep the drive going or perhaps face a tough 4th down decision? Oh, nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass. And the Bulldogs will line up to boot it away. That's the first punt today for the offense. Oh, it landed at the 7 and bounced into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Missouri offense back out on the field. The last drive, the passing game, very effective. Moved them right down the field. And the defense make adjustments. And he pulls in the catch. Moves his way for a first down to the 35.
Chris, here we are in the 4th quarter. These guys are trailing. Hadn't been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Game moves into the 35, first down again. From the shotgun, drops back. And he'll loft this one deep to the left side. And is intercepted. And that's a solid return after the interception.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the 2nd half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. They had to punt the ball last time. Now they're looking to add points, build on this lead. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Solid run, tackled at the 45-yard line. The game makes it 2nd and medium. And they'll work the clock here by keeping it on the ground. And he's brought down, but not before he gets first down yardage. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. And there's the handoff. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. To the air. It's back. Fires it to the wideout. He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time. This Georgia offense is moving quickly down the field. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. With the catch, it's Lovett. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. Second down here. Time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. Second down. We're going to throw it. He's got it, looking for the end zone. And they wrap him up, but the gain is good enough for a first down. And that's the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to work the clock, getting closer now to an impressive victory. Touchdown, Georgia. This offense cannot be stopped. How important was that touchdown, Kirk? It's now a 2-possession game here in the second half.
It's a great job of this offense with their execution and having situational awareness here in the second half. They now have, as you said, Chris, this 2-possession lead. They got a great chance to finish it off and get a win.
Now the try here for the extra point. Extra point up and good. A 3-touchdown lead now here in the final quarter. Here's the kickoff team. We'll see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. Fielded in the end zone. It's Burden. And he's brought down at the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. So the Missouri offense heads back out onto the field. This has been a rough game for these guys. Not much left to do but play for pride. They're finally able to stop him, but the defense is fooled a bit on that screenplay. It's a solid gain for a first down. The offense will take their first 10 out of the half to talk strategy here. Dropping back, it's Cook. Quick throw complete to the tight end. That gain is good enough for a first down. Ball spotted at the 42. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's second down. Looking to throw it again. That's reeled in. It's Cooper. They stopped the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. They'll hurry to the line here with the clock running. On the 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. The catch is made for a huge pickup. Touchdown, Missouri. This offense really clicking.
Man, I love this. Chris, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come all the way back, but here we are, under 2 minutes to go, and they continue to show some fight. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe you cover an onside kick and you get right back in it.
Here comes the point after attempt. And it's up and good. Believe they can line up here and go for the onside kick. And the hands team able to recover the football. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. They'll try to pick up the yardage on the ground. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Takes the handoff. It's Etienne. They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. And the quarterback will take a knee. And the field goal unit coming on the field now. And the importance of this attempt, if he makes it, it's now a 3-score game. And he's made it from 50 yards out, showing off the deep range.
Boy, this guy has such a strong leg. No problem. Up into the net from 50 plus.
After extending the lead with the field goal, they'll kick it off now, trying to make the offense go a long way to win it. He'll return it from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? He'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Defense is coming after him. And he just throws it away there. Safe move. Had nobody open. So after the incompletion, it's second down. Scanning the field. It's Cook. He's running out of time here. They pressure him and get him. The loss back to the 7-yard line. Welcome, everybody, to Pasadena and the majestic Rose Bowl, one of the unique settings in all of sport. This year's Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, is a crucial part of the college football playoff. We're expecting a full house this afternoon. We've got an anticipated clash here, as we'll see a team from the Big Ten, the Purdue Boilermakers, taking on a team from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. And the Razorbacks will kick this away to start us off. Bringing it out. It's low. And he stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. So the Purdue Boilermakers offense comes on the field first today. And there comes the star running back onto the field. He is a special talent. You talk to opponents, he's always the focal point when they face this offense.
Boy, Chris, this guy is special. It's almost like he floats across the field. I mean, I don't think anyone can take him down in the open field. He's the guy that teams try to key on, but sometimes it feels as though no one can contain him.
Scanning the field, it's Card. From the pocket, delivers over the middle. They'll stop with the 34. That will be a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. Looking to throw it on first down. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. Pass complete. It's second down now. Off the play fake. Looking to throw the football. It's a short completion to the big tight end. And he'll head out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for a first down. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete. Getting set. Here's second down. Back to throw again. Short connection to the tight end here. Brought down, but broken tackle to produce a solid gain there. Offense gets set up here. It's third down. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the football there on third down. And the Boilermakers will send the punt team onto the field. Looking to flip the field here. And the punt lands out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they'll spot it here. So Arkansas's offense comes out for their first possession today. Well, it's not easy to narrow down the impact players to just a few guys, Kirk, but what do you expect from them today?
We got guys that can make plays as well as anybody in the country on both sides of the ball. That's why I think this matchup is so exciting. Two good teams with great individual players.
The sure hands, it's Armstrong. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Lets it go quickly. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
Boy, nice throw here by this Arkansas quarterback to be able to pick up big yards on a first down for the Hogs. And, Chris, they've had some great ones over the years that could distribute the football. Ryan Mallett, Tyler Wilson, Clint Sterner, just to name a few.
Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Offense getting set. Second down play here. And here's the handoff. Nowhere to run up the middle.
Well, that's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits. They're holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up fourth down. The Razorbacks will have to kick it away. That's the first punt of the afternoon for this offense. And this punt heads toward the sideline. Doesn't travel very far. Here comes Purdue's offense back out on the field. They were forced to punt it away last time, so let's see if they can get clicking in this possession. It's a deep throw down the right sideline. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up second down. Wideouts now clustered. Dropping back. It's Card. Here's a throw underneath to the tight end. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first. A new set of downs after that completion. And looking to throw now on first down. And he's got his man open downfield. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play. And the Boilermakers hustle to the line to run the hurry up. First down, looking to throw the football. Grab down the middle. It's Maccabee. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. That completion sets up a second down play. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Quick completion to the tight end. And uses his speed to pick up solid yardage. The Boilermakers have 1st and 10 here. And the quarterback dropping back. Quick throw to his receiver. He's a wide-open receiver, complete. Tackle is made at the 4. It'll be 1st down and goal. And the Boilermakers come to the line with 1st and goal. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Tight end makes the grab. Tackle after the completion down at the 1-yard line. Defense bringing out some big fellas trying to stuff the run here. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Purdue.
That kind of play is almost impossible to defend. When the quarterback is throwing the ball with that kind of accuracy and timing, and the receiver runs a route like this, good luck trying to stop it. So maybe this is a great start for this combination, this quarterback and receiver, for a big day.
They'll set up for the PAT. And the PAT makes it 7-0 to open scoring. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. And here's the return from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And the Razorbacks offense is back out on the field. Last drive stalled. They were forced to punt it away. Let's see what they can come up with this time. Caught over the middle. It's Armstrong.
We see this all over the country now in college football. Defensive backs staying back a little bit deeper, forcing the quarterback to have to throw things in front. I like the decision here by the quarterback because he gets positive yards. It's a good way of staying ahead of the chains.
They bring him down, but the junior quarterback showing off the cannon. They'll hand it off. And the defense smothers him for no gain. Here's the second down play. Looking to throw. It's Green. Delivers from the pocket, complete over the middle. They bring him down, but he was fast enough to get that first down yardage. And the Razorbacks offense is on the move now. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. And the single back takes the handoff. They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. And he'll set up to throw. Short pass finds the tight end. And he's tackled after the catch. Purdue has the lead here. And at the end of the first quarter, let's check out the stats so far. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. A completion makes it second down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Looks to the left, pass caught. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the first down.
The quarterback was selling that he was going to throw the ball downfield, and I think the defense fell for it. Instead, he goes to the curl route, and I think it really caught this defense off guard.
The Razorbacks are going to cash in here in the red zone. On the run, it's Hill. Oh, what a move. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. He's got it near the end zone. Tackled down at the 3 after the catch. Defense up against it now. Keep it on the ground on first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Razorbacks. Can you say methodical? A marathon march, Kirk, just pounding away and wearing down that defense.
They just kept moving the sticks and moving the sticks until they got into the red zone, and they just kept moving the sticks until they got into the end zone. What a drive.
Now here comes the point after attempt. And he knocks it right through. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. So the Boilermakers offense heads back out onto the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop him this time. Short throw complete to the tight end. Brought down to the 28, and that's good enough for a first down. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. They tackle him, but not before he makes the 45. A solid game.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice gain.
And the Boilermakers will hustle to the line to crank the tempo. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Looks over the middle, and that's complete. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Well, as a quarterback, you're always trying to obviously find that open window to be able to throw the football into. That time, that wide open was right in the middle of the field. Makes it so easy on the quarterback to make that throw and pick up good yards.
Looking downfield, it's Card. The short completion to the tight end. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Offense moving closer to the line of gain after that catch. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Receiver makes the grab and moves the football inside the 40, and it's another first down. The Boilermakers come to the line to set a fresh set of downs. One back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over in that time. Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. Tries to get it to the running back. Doesn't hold on. Good hit by the DB. Now it brings up 4th down. And the Boilermakers will bring their punt team onto the field. And he'll kick it away now for the 2nd time. The clock has stopped. We've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. And the Arkansas offense back out on the field. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Caught behind the line. It's Haas. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. 2nd down play coming up. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. And he finds a wide-open receiver. They forgot about him downfield. Brought down at the 28, and it's good enough for a first down. From the shotgun, drops back, looking for an open man. He's got it for a big gain. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. It's Green. Lets it fly to the wideout. Catch made down the left side. An explosive play. Potentially a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a long completion. And the Razorbacks are in the red zone now. Looking to throw it from the red zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Hogs. Kurt, they were backed up to start the drive, and some bold play calling, great execution, and reach the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT puts them in front by 7. So the offense getting some momentum before halftime of the touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. They'll return it from inside the 10-yard line. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. He'll hand it off. An effective play, good for a first down at the 35. So a timeout is called. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. The guys up front lined up. It's first down. Offense looking to throw the ball. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. Breaks loose at the 45. And a timeout is called. An important stage late here in the second quarter. So with only a few seconds left in the half, out comes the field goal unit. A tremendous make. He's got a howitzer for a leg. And the Boilermakers will kick this away to get the second half going. And he takes this from inside the 5. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. And the Arkansas offense is back out on the field now. To throw, it's Green. He finds his man. They bring him down, but a solid game there in first down. Looks to be just inches short of the mark. Second down after that previous play. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Caught near the sticks. It's Armstrong. And the game just good enough for a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. First down, looking to throw the ball. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. Defense makes the stop after the completion. Second down after that completion. The shotgun running play call. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Important third down play coming up. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. He's moving out of the pocket now. And the sack is made. That's a nice play there by the sophomore.
That's exactly what the coach, I'm sure, talked about there at halftime, is the defense is going to be out there on the field first. We're down in this football game. We got to get pressure on this offense, come up with some plays, and get the ball back to our offense. And that's exactly what they have a chance to do now.
The Razorbacks bring their punt team onto the field. Looking to kick it away for the second time. Returner brought down. Sets up the next drive. Here comes Purdue's offense back out on the field. They got points on the board last time thanks to a long-range field goal. Here's the handoff. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. He's found some room at the 45. Tackle made after a big gain.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
The offense operating at peak efficiency. They come to the line again. It's a shotgun run call. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain. Important second down play coming up. They'll switch it up here, looking to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
The Boilermakers pick up enough yardage to get a fresh set of downs. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Tackle just short of the goal line at the 1. What a run. The Boilermakers trying to punch it in. It's 1st and goal. Off the play fake, looking to throw on 1st down. Launching one to the end zone. And it's picked off in the end zone. Not much on the return, but they create the turnover.
Boy, Chris, he hesitated just enough to give the defense a chance to get in position and come up with a big turnover.
And the Razorbacks offense is back out on the field. They were forced to punt it last time. Now they're looking to respond and add to this lead. Oh, and it's incomplete. What an opportunity for a desperately needed takeaway. Couldn't quite come up with it. Looking to pass. It's Green. Running back grabs it on a screen. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. They're going to run it here. And tackled after a small pickup there. What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? It's a toss play to the right. And they'll stop him short of the line to gain. That run sets up an important 3rd down call for this offense. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. The defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up. And the Razorbacks will bring the punt team onto the field. Returner tackled right there. That's where they'll start the drive. So Purdue's offense trots back out on the field. The last possession ended in a dreaded red zone interception. Let's see if they can bounce back from that costly error. Easy throw to a wide-open receiver downfield. And he's brought down at the 1-yard line. What a play at the completion.
Boy, Chris, I just love this throw by the quarterback where he sees that he's got a one-on-one matchup, puts the ball out in front of the receiver where he can use his speed to get underneath it.
So following the quick lightning strike, they're set up here 1st and goal. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Junior steps up and makes an impact play.
Usually you'd like to run the football this close to the goal line, but if you're going to throw it, I'd get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quicker so you don't have a risk of taking the sack.
Ball back at the 6 for 2nd and goal up that loss. Trying for the end zone, running it right up the gut. Couldn't quite get there, but brought down at the 1-yard line. They get closer, but now they line up on 3rd and goal from the 1. They try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Touchdown, Purdue. They'll take the lead in the 2nd half. He just goes up and over the pile for that touchdown.
And that's some serious vertical by this running back. A well-earned touchdown on the goal line.
And they'll set up for the PAT. And the PAT puts them up 3. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. Pre-snap motion from the receiver, trying to get the ball to the perimeter on the jet sweep. They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line. Purdue has the lead here. He's sitting in pretty good position as we wrap up the third quarter. Let's check out the game stats so far. One quarter to go. Let's see if this sets up as a classic finish. Now it's second down here. And they'll use the ground game here. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on third and long. Looking to pass. It's Green. And the receivers got it. They bring him down, but not before he gains first down yardage. The Razorbacks come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Quick throw. The catch is made. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. Nice grab. It's Armstrong. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now. Little eye candy here from the offense, some pre-snap motion. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. And the runner brought down after just a short gain. Offense getting set. It's second down. Quarterback drops back, looking for the wideout. Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. And the Razorbacks will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Grab down the middle. It's Armstrong. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. The Razorbacks looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. They look to throw it here on second down. Makes a quick catch. How aggressive will they be on this first down play? Looking to throw again. Caught over the middle. It's Haas. He's tackled, but down at the 9-yard line. Defense getting pushed around. Looking to pass here on second down. Touchdown, Arkansas. And they'll claim the fourth quarter lead.
Oh, man, I think the defense was so caught up with their eyes on the quarterback, they completely lose the running back out of the backfield. Nice job by the play caller here of getting the ball out to the running back instead of the receiver for a touchdown.
Kicking team out for the PAT try. PAT up and good. The lead is 4 here in the final quarter. The kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. Return starts from inside the 5. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. Here comes Purdue's offense back out on the field. Back to pass. It's Card. Trying to extend the play. Quarterback on the move, trying to make something happen. Tries to get to the marker with his legs, but comes up a little short on the scramble. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down. Handing off on the draw play. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Here we are late in a one-score game. They're going to go for it on fourth down. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. And he lofts it toward the left sideline. Oh, and it's incomplete, and the drive ends right there. The offense starts with a short field. Looking to throw it on first down. And he dumps it off to the tight end. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. We head now to the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to bleed out the clock and secure this win. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. Now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. There's the handoff. And bulldozing his way through. He'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
Well, that's why you practice right there, Chris. This offense had the pressure, the game on their back. They deliver, they get a touchdown, and now make this a two-possession game with under 2 to go. Like their odds of closing this game out.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. Extra point is up and good, so the lead now is 11 here in the final quarter. Getting set to kick the ball off now. Fielded in the end zone. It's Love. And it'll be tackled right at the 20. That's a good job by the coverage team. So the Boilermakers offense heads back out onto the field. The last possession, they came up empty, went for it on fourth down in their end and got stopped. Catch made on the right side. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch. They'll crank up the tempo here with the clock ticking down. Second down. To throw, it's Card. Fires it to the wideout. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. Tackle finally made, but it's a big gain. Moves the ball to the 48. Another chunk play. This offense is really clicking. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Receiver makes the catch. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play. The clock is still running. They got to get set quickly. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Makes a quick grab. They've got him, but that completion good enough for first down yardage. Tackle made, but a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback. And looking to throw now on first down. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. And the Boilermakers will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
Boy, he has such great size. I just love this play call on 1st and 10. The defense is expecting a run. Instead, you go play action, and you throw it to the big man for some positive yards on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun now on third down. Incomplete for a third straight play. So a field goal attempt coming up now. This is to get it back to a one-score game. And he's got it from 47 yards away, showing off the deep range.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Formation would indicate they're going to try the onside kick here. And the receiving team has recovered. Looks like the hands team did its job. So this one is tucked away. Time for victory formation. And the offense will just take a knee. Welcome, everybody, to Pasadena and the majestic Rose Bowl, one of the unique settings in all of sport. This year's Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, is a crucial part of the college football playoff. We've got a terrific matchup for you today. Fans have gotten here early, and they are ready to get this game underway. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Louisville Cardinals, taking on a squad from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. Cardinals will kick this deep to start us off. Fields it just outside the goal line. Will be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. So the Vanderbilt Commodores offense making their way on the field to open this game. And here comes the tight end who's having such a great season. Kirk, you talk to opponents, and they always use the same phrase, matchup nightmare, this guy.
Well, what stands out to me with this guy is it's not very often, you're right, the defensive coordinators are most concerned about a tight end. But in this case, that is exactly what we're dealing with. This guy can hurt you in so many different ways.
And that run, good for first down yardage. The drive moves on. Receiver in motion now. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. The gain moves the ball to the 34. Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Solid gain, moves the ball to the 37. Crucial third down play right here. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Quarterback moving out of the pocket, trying to create. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
This is a deflating play for this defense on third and short. Good coverage. They take away all the short routes, but the one person who wasn't accounted for is the quarterback, and he uses his legs to pick it up.
And the Commodores pick up enough for a first down here. Big throw caught on the left side. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. They bring him down, but the veteran quarterback shows off that trademark arm strength. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. Jukes past the defender, he's in the clear. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down. Commodores come to the line in a hurry-up. On first down, it's play action. Throws to the tight end. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's second down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Using his legs, it's Alexander. The pickup is just 3 yards. Now it's third down and 7. They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Scrambling around now, looking downfield. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Vanderbilt.
Well, the script from the offensive coordinator works perfectly here to get this game started for this offense. Great job of mixing up a lot of different looks to get a read and a gauge of what this defense is up to today. And you're able to put 6 points up on the board. Great start.
Now the all-important extra point. And it's 7-0 after the PAT. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. They'll return it from inside the 5. And the coverage team gets the return in the ground. So Louisville's offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. All right, Kirk, let's take a quick look at the impact players for today's game and how they're going to affect the outcome.
These are your leaders on the field and in the locker room. These are your go-to guys, not only when you need a play to be made, but also when you need somebody to rally your team.
Quick throw complete to the tight end. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Second down play coming up for this offense. Back to pass. It's Shough. Caught quickly. And they get him down after the completion. An important third down attempt for this offense. And he drops back in the gun. Fires it to the wideout. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball up to the 36. Gonna run it. It's Brown.
The defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Second down, we're going to throw it. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
I think it's important to kind of let your quarterback get into a rhythm early in the game. Sure, you'd love to see the big gains, but plays like this allow the quarterback to get settled into the game, find his rhythm, and then he can make the bigger plays later on.
On third and short, they hand the ball off. The first down pickup tackled at the 45. And the Cardinals come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. First down, looking to throw the football. A short connection to the tight end here. And he's shoved out of bounds with the defense short of the first down marker. Pass caught, second down now. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
And look at the speed there. They finally bring him down, but it's a nice gain. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Makes the catch. It's Bell. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage. The Cardinals looking to cash in this red zone trip. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Tackle, but first down. The running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. Back to throw. It's Shough. Catch made, looking for the goal line. Tackled at the 6-yard line after the completion. Offense really threatening now. Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Caught in the backfield. It's Lacy. Brought down, but the completion moves the ball down to the 4. On third and short, they'll try to throw for it here. Caught near the goal line. And they stop him just short of the end zone. The offense set up with a first and goal now. Well, Kirk, it's Vanderbilt on top right now. Let's check out the stats now through the opening period. They've flipped ends of the field, ready now for the second period. First and goal now, a chance to get level after allowing the opening touchdown. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Couldn't find anybody open. He just has to throw it away. Offense facing second and goal. Off play action. He's looking to throw. And it's incomplete, targeting a man right near the goal line. So no gain on second down. Now it's third and goal from the 2. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. The pass is incomplete just across the goal line. So on fourth down, the decision is to trot out the field goal team. Knocks that one right down the middle.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. And here's the return from inside the 5. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. So here comes the Vandy offense back on the field now. They were clicking last time. Great protection. The pitch and catch was solid. Right down for a touchdown. Brought down after a 7-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 3. Quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. So a very makeable third down for the offense from the 29. Looking downfield, it's Pavia. And he's got it. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down. And the Commodores looking to run some tempo here.
Most defensive coordinators focus a lot of their energy on how their unit performs on third down and in the red zone.
On the move, but can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, the offense tries to go with a play action to slow this defense down, but they weren't buying it. They applied the pressure and came up with the sack.
The offense will try to recover now. It's 2nd and 12. Keeping it on the ground here. And they bring him down after a solid gain, but it's still well short of the first down marker. Solid gain on the running play. Third down now. Quick throw to the left side. And it's complete downfield. And that game will pick up a first down and move the football to the 36. The Commodores pick up enough yardage to keep this drive rolling. On the ground, it's Alexander. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior. Second down after that run on the previous play. He'll ride the back again here. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down. And the Commodores come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Handoff here from the shotgun. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Getting set. Here's second down. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And they bring him down. That's a very solid gain, but still well short of the marker. Offense looking to keep this drive going into the red zone. It's third down and short. He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. The tackle is made. The offense is now set up for the first and goal from the 8. Very efficient on third down, and now it's first down and goal. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. And they finally stop him at the 3. The offense really threatening now. Second down here. Time for perhaps just one more play before the 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute warning of this close, competitive first half. Here comes some more big bodies out for the defense. Big pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Going absolutely nowhere. That would be a loss of a play. After a long drive, it's a crucial 4-point play. Can they score a touchdown or have to settle for 3? Looking for 6. Looking for the end zone, but not complete. Coach electing to go for a field goal attempt. This will be a very short chip shot from 22 yards out. Right down the middle.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. He'll take the return and try to get some better field position. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 24. Good coverage. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. If they want to cut into this lead before halftime, they have to work quickly now. Bringing pressure. They've got him. It's a sack for the defense.
A really good job by this defense. The quarterback looked to be trying to work through his progressions to find his open receiver, but before he knew it, he's on his back.
Short loss on the play sets up second and long from the 18. Back to throw. It's Shuck. Here's a throw underneath to the tight end. They bring him down. That's a very solid game, but still well short of the first down. The timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. And he'll drop back here on third down. Catch hauled in here over the middle. The stop made at the 45, but enough for a first down. And the Cardinals looking to crank up the tempo a bit. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Grab down the middle. It's Bell. Tackle made after the completion. They'll have to hurry now. 2nd down with the clock ticking. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. And now the offense will call a timeout. Something the coach didn't like about this. Crucial play coming up. Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. And they heave it deep downfield. And the pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball. The Cardinals will line up to kick it away. And he's on to punt for the 1st time this afternoon. Bringing it back, it's Brown. The coverage team makes the stop on this return. So here comes the Commodores offense back on the field. Let's see how this offense plays this. They try to get some more points for the half or play it more conservatively. Caught near the sideline. It's Stowers. Runner scoops out of bounds after gaining decent yards. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Catch made on the out route. The offense will take their 1st 10 out of the half to talk strategy here. See what the call is on 1st and 10. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. And he'll go down after a solid gain, more than enough for a 1st down. Clock stops. Timeout taken by the offense. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. They make the tackle, but that's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 34. To throw, it's Pavia. Lets it go quickly. Catch is made down the middle. And they've got him down at the 3. Big gain in that completion. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays before halftime. So on 1st down, the field goal unit will come out there trying to get 3 points before the half. And the kick is good. Offense settles for 3 on the drive. And they add to their lead.
I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So here's the kickoff now. Offense settling for 3, tacking on a little bit of momentum before the halftime break. Return begins inside the 10. They make the tackle as time expires. That'll do it for the 1st half. And that will do it for the 1st half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
All right, guys, thanks. Looks like we've had ourselves a very enjoyable 1st half so far. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to watch this one unfold. Back to our guys in the booth.
Commodores will kick this away to start the 2nd half. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Quick completion to the tight end. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Pass complete, and 2nd down now. Dropping back, it's Shuck. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. That is a big play, finally brought down at the 44.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
First and 10 now for the offense. A jet sweep here. Can the receiver get the edge?
Boy, he was so close to getting to the outside and coming up with some huge yards. But, hey, let's give credit to the defense. This receiver is really fast. They were very, very fortunate not to give up a big play.
Caught on the outside. It's Lacy. Tackle made, but a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback. Handoff to the back. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from a first down. Come to the line for a second down and very short now. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. It's a screen pass complete to the running back. And he's brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense. Play action fake, looking to throw. And he'll loft it to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Aren't you taught on defense, Kirk? Don't let him throw the football over your head. Exactly what happened there.
That makes me really wonder if it was some kind of miscommunication. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I pull my defensive backs over, make sure everybody's on the same page and getting the right call.
And they get set now to try the PAT. PAT is good, so the deficit now just 3, 13-10. Now they get set to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Vanderbilt's offense heads back out onto the field now. They moved it last time, but settled for a chip shot, looking to find the end zone this time. Looking for a gap. It's Alexander.
You know, in that era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Oh, and he can't quite hold on. A great chance for their first interception here today. But it's going to bring up fourth down. They'll kick it away here. Returner decides to fair catch this. Offense comes out to start this drive. To the air. It's shot. Receiver makes the grab. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. That completion sets up a second down play. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And the Cardinals churn out another first down. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. Ball handed off. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. Receivers are bunched together. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Moves up third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Pulls it in. It's Bell. And that game will pick up a first down and move the football to the 36.
Boy, this is outstanding by this offense. Third down conversion. The wideout sells that he's going to go downfield, turns and breaks back to the quarterback, sees the quarterback's eyes, and he puts the football right on his numbers. Very nice third down conversion on the curl.
And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Second down after that run on the previous play. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. From the pocket, delivers over the middle. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Well, this is called settling down in his own defense, just kind of finding that soft spot. So not only does this tight end show that he's got great athletic ability and great size, here he shows that he understands coverage by sitting down in that hole, giving the quarterback a nice target, able to pick up that first down.
That's caught. It's Brown. And the runner scoots out of bounds after gaining some decent yardage. The Cardinals looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Goes to his right side there for the completion. There's the tackle, but first down yardage. A new set of downs after that completion. Ball handed off. Jukes to get free. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Offense facing a third down now. They can still get a first down without scoring. Going to pick up the third and short through the air. Oh, they've got him for a sack. A big play made by the junior.
Number 38 on the field.
Well, Kirk, it's Vanderbilt on top right now. We've reached the end of the third. Time is running out to cut into this lead. Let's check out the game stats before we go on. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who's going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? So on fourth down, it's an all-important field goal attempt. Hold your breath here. Kick is good. Gives the offense 3 points to show for that drive. And we are tied up now here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. So the Vanderbilt offense heads back out on the field. Last time was a quick 3 and out. Can they get a drive going this time? And the defense able to hold him there to a short gain. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. And he lofts it deep over the middle. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down. They come to the line. A long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Lets it fly to the wideout. Finds a man open on the right side downfield. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the first down. And the Commodores looking to keep this drive moving. Quarterback still with the football. The gain is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. Offense showing a bunch formation now. Dropping back, it's Pavia. Quick throw to his receiver. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Tackled quickly after the catch, but the ball moves all the way to the 30. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. He makes the grab. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time. Commodores will crank up the tempo. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Great cut, they whiff on him. And he stopped just short, down to the 2, but an excellent run. They've got a first and goal. The offense a great chance to break the tie here late in the game. And the quarterback dropping back. Touchdown, Commodores. They jump in front here in the fourth.
Great job here by the play caller, going to that 5 wide receiver set. You put all these guys out in space and create one-on-one matchups. Very tough on this defense to try to win all the matchups and give the quarterback credit for being able to find where he wanted to go to be able to come up with that touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. PAT is up and good. They lead by a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Return starts from inside the 5. And they've got the returner corralled. And the Louisville offense is back out there on the field. The last possession, they moved it, but settled for a chip shot. So sort of an unsatisfying result. Looking to do more here.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
And the gain just good enough for a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. First down, looking to throw the ball. It's an out route, the catch made. And he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage. Offense getting set, second down play here. To the air, it's Sharp. Short pass finds the tight end. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down. Looking to throw yet again. It's a short completion of the tight end. They've got him after a 7-yard gain, so second and 3. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down. On first and 10, looking to throw. With the catch, it's Brooks. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain. Second down here, time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. We'll look to throw it here on second down. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. They make the tackle, but the game moves the ball to the 28. They continue to march toward a game-tying touchdown. It's first and 10. Slides the quick throw. They bring him down, but the game sets up the offense first and goal from the 10. Great chance for the offense to tie the game. First and goal. From the shotgun, drops back. Makes the grab, a chance to score. And he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play. Second and goal for the offense. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. And he will score. Touchdown, Louisville.
What a touchdown by this offense. They're down 1 now, an extra point away from tying this game up with under 2 minutes to go.
And now the try here for the extra point. And that PAT gives us a tie ball game here in the final quarter. Kickoff teams come on the field now to send this one away. Fields it just outside the goal line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. So here comes the Vandy offense back on the field now. The last possession was a passing game clinic. They moved it right down for a touchdown. Can they keep it going? This one is broken up and falls incomplete. Here's the second down play. Dropping back, it's Pavia. Looking to scramble. He'll be taken down. The defense rises up with a sack at a crucial moment.
Well, the quarterback makes a mistake here. That's football 101. Once you get outside of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation and not take the sack, especially in the fourth quarter.
So a tricky situation here. Third and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And now the defense will call a timeout here to make an adjustment on their side before this crucial play. And on fourth down, the punter sends it away. Fair catch made at the 40. The offense with one last chance to win it here, or we're going to overtime. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Catch made over the middle, And the defense swarms not much of a gain on that completion. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to pass here on second down. Caught over the middle. It's Lacy. He's stopped, but he gets a first down. And a timeout is called to talk strategy here. Tie game late in the fourth quarter. Offense keeps moving. It's a completion for a first down. And he'll set up to throw. Catch made on the out route.
Boy, I love to see this quarterback throwing the football the way he is. That's the way you start a drive. 3 for 3, and let's keep it going.
They're going to run it. The sophomore with a strong tackle there. The offense takes timeout with 26 seconds remaining. Important yardage needed on third down here. A field goal try would be from 52. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. And the defense calls time here with 23 seconds left. So on fourth down, here comes a crucial field goal attempt. He knocks this one right through. And cue the celebration. They have taken the lead in the final minute.
Boy, this guy had plenty of leg here, too. Chris, you remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
After the late field goal, they'll kick it away. The offense a chance to tie it up if they can get into field goal position quickly. They'll return it from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Offense will need some big plays to get into field goal range. The clock, a huge factor here. Scanning the field, it's Pavia. And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, your best player's got to make big plays in these kind of moments, and that's what happened right here with this defensive back. The offense in a tie game in the red zone, looking at points, and instead, the defense with the interception. In a tie game, their offense now has the ball.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration.